What's going on, everybody? My name is Andrew Oliva and I love to review movies. If you haven't already, please leave a like down below and hit subscribe. It helps me out so much. I just saw Avatar 2 and I'm going to share my thoughts. This is James Cameron's first movie in over a decade. So naturally, because of that, I'm hyped, I'm excited. Take my money. I'm going to see the movie. And it's a sequel to Avatar, and I really love the first Avatar movie. I know some people don't love it, some people hate it, some people think it's overrated. I personally think it held up strong. I didn't see this movie when it came out in theaters. So I saw it probably a couple years ago for the first time, and I loved it ever since. I just rewatched it before I saw this movie, and Avatar is just a movie that's entertaining, and I personally think it's a simple story, I'll give it that, but it's a story that doesn't really need to be overly complicated, and it just needs to be a fun, entertaining, eye-popping movie, and that's what the first Avatar is. So I had really high hopes going to the sequel. I've heard great things about this movie. I hear it's better than the first one, and unfortunately, I was disappointed with Avatar: The Way of Water. Not to say it's a bad movie. It's definitely not bad. It's really It's an entertaining movie at times, and James Cameron knows how to craft a well-made movie, and for the most part, this is a really well-made movie, but the issues come with that there were just so many scenes that are, hey, look at this pretty thing, hey, look at this, look, we're showing off our visual effects, and they are pretty, they really are pretty, but it takes away from the overall story when you just want to get to the chase, and I was disappointed. The first movie has those sequences, but there are also followed by sequences that are really enthralling, really engaging, and have to do with the story. I really didn't feel a lot of those sequences in this movie. The third act, we get a lot of that big action, story-based sequences, and I just wish the whole movie was like that. I really loved the ending of this movie. All the emotions, all the storylines come together, and I really enjoyed that about the ending of this movie, but the middle of the movie especially, it drags, I'll give it that, it does drag, and there are a lot of characters in this movie. A lot of them are new characters, especially having to do with the kids, Jake Sully's and, oh my god, I just forgot her name, Zoe Saldana's character, they're kids, and we're really focused on them. We're not as much focused on Jake Sully, and I'll keep referring to her as Zoe Saldana until I remember her name. And I just wish they would have focused as much on Jake Sully and especially Zoe Saldana as much as the kids. Because Zoe Saldana especially is not in this movie as much as I liked. And she gives the best performance of the movie. She is amazing. Just like in the first movie. She is fantastic. But I wish she had more screen time. She gets sidelined and it was so disappointing. We're focused on these kids, which I will say, there are some characters in this movie that are really intriguing and really interesting characters, some of their viewpoints on the things happening. One human character, especially in the movie, I really liked what they did with that character, and I'm excited to see where that goes in future installments. But there are some other characters in this movie that feel like their arcs go nowhere, and I just wished it was just these sequences were a little bit better written, because I really loved when everything came together at the end. I was really engaged with the action and all that, and the visuals are astounding. This is a beautiful movie to look at, but it's just the middle part of the movie. I was just missing some of the exciting sequences that the first movie had. We don't get a sequence like when Jake is trying to train the Banshee. We get a sequence like that in this movie. It's almost the exact same sequence, but it's just not as well done in my opinion. And there are other times in this movie where Jake Sully feels out of character. It feels like it's not the Jake Sully from the last movie, and he's really frustrating at times, which really got on my nerves. And I just wish I give him more screen time and give reasons for why he's doing what he's doing. He acts really rash at sometimes, and that's just not Jake Sully. He's a really thought out person, and it just didn't seem like that in this movie, which was really disappointing. Some returning characters as well. I don't want to spoil anything, but What they did with certain returning character, I really enjoyed where that went. I wasn't sure how they were going to do it, but I was happy with the way they went with that. And just overall, this, if you were just wanting a turn your brain off, eye candy movie, that you're gonna get, like, my eyes were happy watching this. Like, the sequences, the visuals are stunning. They are amazing. There are times where it feels a little off-putting. It feels like, I don't know, it feels a little off at times, but that's really rare. And overall, the sequences look amazing. Everything looks fantastic. It's just a story that I wish was a little tighter. And you could have cut out some of these visual moments that are just there to just show off your visual skills. And I think obviously James Cameron put those there on purpose. Like, they have a meaning, but I don't think the movie needed them, my opinion. And like I said, there are several storylines, and because of that, we're jumping back and forth very quickly between our antagonist plotline, between Jake Sully, between all of these, like, 5 different kids who each have their own little storyline, basically. Some more than others, but for the most part. And there were some character storylines that I liked dealing with the kids. There was one in particular which I really enjoyed, but at the end, it felt like it didn't go anywhere. Like, and that's the thing with this movie, it's just frustration, where you think, where scenes should go a certain way, and it's not me just expecting one thing and getting another, it's that it would have made better sense if this happened. I wish they would have spent more time with this. I know I'm just rambling at this point, but I wanted to love this movie so much. I really wanted to love it, and I know some of you are going to love this movie. Some people think this is better than the first one. Personally, that's not me. I think the first one is far superior to this movie. I'm excited where they go with this world and the storylines that they choose for future installments. I'm very excited to see where they go. But just this one felt like a middle installment. Kind of what The Two Towers was for Lord of the Rings, even though I still really enjoy that movie. This felt kind of, I don't want to say insignificant, because there are some things happen that will really really impact future storylines. But overall, if I wanted to watch an Avatar movie, I'm just going to watch the first one. I'll probably rewatch this movie at some point, and my opinion might change. But as of right now, Avatar: The Way of Water was a disappointing sequel. Still see it. I mean, give this movie money, because I want to see future installments. I don't want them to just cancel all of them because this movie didn't make enough money. I know this movie needs to make like $2 billion or something to break even. I don't know if that's true. It might be. But, yeah, I'd say see it. If you liked the first Avatar, definitely go see it. If you didn't like the first Avatar, skip it, see it. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Me personally, I like the first one better, but those are just my opinions. Let me know what you thought about Avatar: The Way of Water in the comments below, and have a great day.